All rise. It was game 161 of 162, the penultimate game of the Major League Baseball season, and the Yankees were taking on the Orioles in game 2 of a 3-game set. Both Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton were flexing their muscles today, and Cam Schlittler was on the mound looking to continue his great rookie season as the Yankees continue to try and get the best record in the American League. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Another big win for the Yankees, their 93rd win of the season, and we're going to be scoreboard watching, I'm sure, throughout the show, but Toronto has just taken a 3-0 lead on Tampa Bay in the second inning, but obviously a long way to go in that game. And the guy pitching for the Blue Jays, Yesevich, has a 4.09 ERA, so obviously hittable. So we'll see how it happens. Bloop and a blast, and it's a game again, so we'll see. But really good game for the Yankees today. Cam Schlittler was fantastic. We had Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge clicking today again. We've never had them clicking at the same time in the playoffs. We've only seen it a few times during the regular season, but it seems to be happening right now, or at least in the beginnings of happening right now. This was the final Saturday of the regular season, final start of the season for Cam Schlittler. An impressive rookie season. He picks up his 4th win. His ERA is now under 3, 2.96. He's got the whip down to 1.22. Just an outstanding game for him. And Judge continues to chip away at Cal Raleigh's home run lead. Hot take. He's going to hit 8 more home runs and pass Cal Raleigh tomorrow. And by the way, Judge hitting a home run was one of the Nostraderic predictions for today.
That is destiny fulfilled.
Destiny fulfilled, baby. Let's hope the Yankees can fulfill a little bit more destiny. But again, fun game. Let's get to the key takeaways.
Let's get it going.
You know, I was impressed by Cam Schlittler in his very first spring training start, and I'm sure that a lot of you on this stream right now tuned in for every stream all year long. It happens every year. We get people here every game. So, by the way, subscribe so you don't miss next year. But I could tell that he had a good arm, but it wasn't 99 miles an hour. It was like 95, 96. And that's pretty much what he was in the minor leagues. But he had command. He seemed in control for a kid who was pitching in spring training on television. The Yankees' first spring telecast of the year. I thought he looked great, and I was like, wow, this kid looks like he could be a big league pitcher. And then he got off to a great start in the minor leagues. Injuries were a factor for the Yankees. Stroman was ineffective. Cam Schlittler ended up having to come up to the major leagues. And he has found extra velocity, and I don't understand it. I mean, he's maintained it. I thought maybe the first couple of starts, the adrenaline of being in the big leagues would be a big reason why his velocity was up, but he has maintained it, and he has looked phenomenal. We had Aaron Judge go deep in the first inning. Stanton went deep in the second. Energy in the stadium after both of those home runs was electric. Ryan McMahon hit his 20th home run of the season right off the top of the fence. Yankees were definitely bringing the lumber today. I love this comment. DJPX says, our pitching is lab goaded. Our pitching lab goaded. Our pitching lab has definitely unlocked some folks. And it looks like they have turned around Camilo Doval. I don't know if you guys saw last night's game. I'm sure not everybody saw it. He looked phenomenal. If you get a chance to go back and watch last night's inning that he pitched, he looked tremendous. That's the best he's looked as a Yankee. So Aaron Boone got thrown out of the game today in the 5th with Aaron Judge at the plate. Couple of pitches in the at-bat that were clearly off the plate. Judge was, clearly frustrated. You saw him go to the helmet. I couldn't tell if it was actually a tap or if he was just like kind of adjusting his helmet in protest, in kind of a mock tap, a faux tap. But Boone came out of the dugout. He was yelling at the umpire, and once again he got ejected. But the ball was clearly off the plate, the last one, inside. And didn't matter to Judge. he ended up bringing in 2 runs with a base hit. So he had 3 RBIs on the day. And we'll talk more about him in just a minute, but now hitting .331 with a 1.149 OPS and 114 RBIs on the season. Jazz Chisholm got hit in the left forearm with a pitch. Apparently x-rays were negative, so that's good. But it did not look good. Like when you watch it in super slow-mo, that super shot or whatever, you see his arm like bend a little bit. So he's going to have a CT scan. That's the last thing we need is a major injury. But if I were the Yankees, I would consider playing him tomorrow, even if he's not feeling 100%. You got to win this game. And he can beat you with his legs. He can make a nice defensive play. You got to win tomorrow. You got to keep winning, especially if the Blue Jays win today. You want that AL East title. And, you can tell that both of these teams, the Yankees and the Blue Jays, are just playing every game, balls to the wall right now, trying to win the division. But yeah, the story today for me was Cam Schlittler, 7 shutout innings. We'll highlight him more in a minute. Blackburn came in, gave up a home run on his first pitch, but he went 2 innings to slam the door. Yankees didn't have a ton of hits today. They had 7 hits. Judge had 2, Stanton had 2, McMahon had 2, and Bellinger had 1. Bellinger probably not going to get to that 30 home run mark. I mean, maybe he'll hit one tomorrow, but he's got 98 RBIs, maybe a 2-run home run, and he'll get to 30 and 100. We'll see. A-Rod was 2 short and 7 short. 2 home runs and 7 RBIs short in 2009, and he ended up doing it. So, but Yankees hang on to win their 7th straight game.
Wow, winning.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win.
Wayne says the ump was out of line, but Judge getting that RBI was sweet revenge. And he also says Cam the man, which I love. Jose says Yankees 33-14 since August 6th. They've been playing really well. I don't have my schedule. I actually threw out my schedule this morning because there was 1 game left, and it's been sitting on my desk for the last few days. But yeah, I mean, and they've played well in September. I get that the competition has not been great, but they haven't always played up against bad competition. A lot of times they play down to their competition. And imagine if they didn't have a massive slump in the middle of the summer. I mean, they'd be approaching 100 wins. So it's fair to say Plan B has worked out okay. And I think we have an award to give out today. Today was tough. It was, Schlittler was dominant. Judge drove in 3 runs, continues to smoke the ball. We had Stanton going deep. I decided to split the difference today. Co-belts. Aaron Judge and Cam Schlittler, they're both awarded a full belt. And so now the belt winners leaderboard with 1 game to go. Jazz at risk of not getting there with 10. Grisham and Fried. Fried will also not get more than 10. Rodon, Stanton with 8. Judge with 7.5. Bellinger with 6. Rice with 5.5. Warren with 4. Dominguez, Schmidt, Schlittler, and Wells with 3. Escara, Yarbrough, Goldschmidt, Bednar, and Cruz with 2. And our buddy Oswaldo Cabrera with 1. Also Carrasco, Volpe, Marcus Stroman, God, Ryan McMahon, the Voyager 2 spacecraft, and Glass Joe, and also Luis Heel. So that's where we're at. 1 day to go. It's pretty much up to Grisham or Jazz to get the belt tomorrow to win it outright for the regular season. But I think we've decided that we're going to carry it over into the postseason and maybe settle it, maybe do the winner whenever we do the end-of-year recap, whether that's celebrating a championship during the parade or whether it's the postmortem. We will reveal the final belt standings. Pitcher Spotlight.
Pitcher spotlight.
Oh, my stats didn't update again. So his ER is actually down to 2.96. Let me update that for you. 2.96. Cam Schlittler, phenomenal today. Fastball was as crisp as we've ever seen it. His breaking ball, his cutter was good. He was using the cutter in on lefties, which is how you want to use it. I said it on X, and I'll say it again here. I think he's the best pitching prospect that the Yankees have had in about 20 years. Chien-Ming Wang came up in 2005. He was not a big-time prospect. Kind of came out of nowhere, but he was great. He was effective on the major league level. Phil Hughes was the number 1 prospect in baseball at a time. He was the Yankees' first-round draft pick. I want to say in 2004. and he finally debuted in '07. I believe he was 20 years old. And, almost threw a no-hitter in his second start. He had a hamstring pull, but you could tell that hitters were not imposed by his fastball, or they were not intimidated by his fastball. He was 94, 95 as a starter. Sometimes 92, you'd be down. And his curveball was kind of slow. So he didn't rack up strikeouts. He didn't overpower guys. And eventually he became a control pitcher with the Twins. He had some good years. And he was great out of the bullpen with the Yankees in '09. Jabba Chamberlain was electric. He was probably one of the most electric prospects the Yankees have had over the last 20 years or so. Amazing as a rookie, 0.37 ERA, I believe, and was dominating until that Midges game in the playoffs. But then the Yankees jerked him around for a couple years, starter, reliever, and his arm eventually fell apart, and he gained weight, and he never reached his potential. Cam Schlittler, I'm just amazed by how hard he's throwing. He's maintaining the velocity deep into the game. He's getting better every time out. The swings and misses have been there. Today, 7 shutout innings, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. And by the way, the other Derek prediction was that he would have 6+ strikeouts.
That is destiny fulfilled.
So, 24 years old, and with his arm, and basically 2 pitching coaches on this team, Matt Blake and Garrett Cole, right? The sky is the limit for this kid, and the sky might not even be the limit. He may boldly go where no Yankee prospect has gone before. His potential is as good as anybody we've seen. He's got the build. He is a big, strong kid. Even if he does have an elbow injury, which almost every pitcher has these days at some point, and everybody who touches 100 at some point seems to have it. Some guys don't. I mean, Aroldis Chapman, I don't think he's ever had Tommy John, and he throws 105. Some guys are just built different. We'll find out if he's built different, but, if he stays healthy, he's going to have a great career. Even if he does get injured at some point, medical stuff has gotten to the point now where you can return pretty quickly. So he's young. He's got all the potential. You want to try and keep him healthy. But, again, I just can't be any more excited about this kid's future. And to me, he's the number 3 starter in the postseason. Nice job. Nice performance. BTR says, when are you posting 10 Yanks who are not returning? I do 5 Yankees who won't be back after the last game of the season. Last year I released it after Game 3 of the ALCS. It was a tough game, and people were disappointed, and I just wanted to kind of capitalize on the algorithm. It worked. We got 220,000 views, and it did well. But this year I'm going to release it as soon as the season is over, whenever the Yankees finally end their year, whether it's with a playoff loss or with a world championship. We will release that forthwith. It's already done. I've already got the thumbnail and everything. It's just sitting in my unpublished box, and I might revise it depending on what happens in the postseason. But it's a kind of a comedy piece, which I really enjoyed doing. Aaron Judge, let's talk about him, because another great game, and his season is incredible. A few fun facts about Judgy as we prepare for the final game of the year. He's very close to another 10 WAR season. He's got a 9.5 B WAR headed into today. I don't know if that game got him up to 10 or not. It's going to be close, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow. But he could have his third 10 WAR season. Most guys never even get close to 1. So, I mean, that tells you what kind of player he is. If he wins the batting title tomorrow, which he will be the tallest batting champion in history at 6'7". I mean, when you consider the size of his strike zone, the fact that he's able to hit 330 is astounding. Over the last month coming into this game, he was hitting 378. And over the last 14 games coming into this game, he hit 425. And now 6 home runs in the last 2 weeks. After that scare with his elbow and having to miss some time on the injured list, he now looks about as strong as he was back in April and May, when people like Carl Ravitch were saying that he has slump-proofed his swing. I don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs, but it feels to me, as somebody who's been watching baseball for 38 years now, it feels to me like he's about to have a big postseason. He's heating up at the right time. He might be about to have his A-Rod 2009 moment. Now, you can't predict baseball, Susan, right? Maybe they don't pitch to him. Maybe the Yankees, pitching gets shellacked. You never know what's going to happen. But if you ask me, he's the MVP of the league, and I guarantee that he would give that up for another shot at the World Series and another chance to do some damage in the postseason. He deserves the MVP, but he needs a big postseason for his career and for his legacy. Right now, you're talking about one of the greatest players statistically of all time. But once he wins that World Series, and especially if he comes up big in the playoffs doing it, then you can drop that statistically modifier from that phrase and just say he's one of the greatest ever. Huge year from Aaron Judge. All right, let's take a couple of voicemails here. We got Mary Beth hitting in the leadoff spot today.
Hi there, Derek. It is Mary Beth, and once again, I'm about to take a dog hiking, and the team is doing so wonderfully. They're going to take the division, but isn't it interesting? And thank goodness that they are now playing with the passion that they need to play with all the time. So it is interesting and a little nerve-wracking that during the season they fall into these times when they lose first place and they play like dead men, like they don't care. Okay, interesting, because you can actually have that passion all
year
season,
long.
but that's okay. They're playing with it now. Oh, Yankees, and you're the best. Okay, doll, I'll enjoy your show.
I appreciate it. I love how Mary Beth calls me doll. Tomorrow's my 12th wedding anniversary, but I'm going to tell my wife to take a freaking hike.
Today's performance by Schlittler probably earned them the right to be on the rotation for the playoffs. 7 shutout innings, 2 hit baseball, 9 Ks. You got to give this kid a run, man. You got to give this kid a run.
Yeah, he's got to be your number 3 starter in the playoffs. I mean, he looks fantastic. What I like is that he throws strikes. I mean, he's had a couple of games where the control has not been there, but as he's gotten more comfortable and become more confident in himself as a big league pitcher, he's pounding the strike zone. He's trusting his stuff. He's throwing 99, right? And he's got an above average spin rate. I mean, that makes it seem a little bit faster. It doesn't drop. It stays up, which is why he's effective at the top of the zone. Again, 9 strikeouts today. Let's check out his stats for the season. 14 starts, so just less than a half a season in the major leagues. 73 innings and 84 strikeouts. 1.22 whip, 2.96 ERA. He finishes at 4-3. And if you look at his last 7 games, it's down to a 2.70 ERA, 3-1 in that stretch with 46 strikeouts in 36 2/3 innings. So he's getting better. And that's 2 good starts in a row against Baltimore. You're going to face better hitters than Baltimore has, though, in the playoffs. We got a call here about the division.
Yo, it's crazy. Most of the season, we thought the division was cooked, and we thought there was no chance of getting it. But now that we're right there, about to take the division lead, I don't want it anymore. Stanton is cooking. Judge is cooking. The team's looking well. And to what? Take the division so we can sit them down for a week so they can lose their timing, get out of game rhythm, lose momentum. I'm going to take my chances in a 3-game set. I know anything can happen, but I mean, how many times have we seen division winners sit down for a week, come back, and lose all momentum and look like garbage?
It's a great comment, and it's a valid concern. It's a valid concern. Maybe you do, play better if you don't have the week off. But I'm sure if you ask the Yankees, there's pride that comes with winning the division, and there's momentum that comes with winning the division. Right now, they've won 7 straight games. You finish off with 8 straight. I mean, hey, that's a great way to end the year. It's a great way to rest and get yourself hyped for the first round. Next call, Tabor Talk.
Hey, Derek, Tabor Talk from the Catskills. So the Bronx Bombers are here. Judge, Stanton, and now I am so happy for McMahon. He just hit his 20th. Man, he is probably the best third baseman I've ever seen fielding, but he just can't hit. He's terrible, and he's in this terrible slump. And he's a really good dude, so I'm really happy that he just launched one. His 20th, a nice even number. Okay, let's go Yankees. There's 2 games left. We got it.
Appreciate the call. Vegas Yank says, rather have Judge with something to prove in the playoffs than the added pressure of being named MVP. Well, they won't find out who's the MVP until after the season. It's not announced until November. So he wouldn't have to worry about that. And I think he's going to be focused on winning no matter what. But great calls today. Quick word from Omaha Steaks, then back to wrap it up.
Kratz, let's talk about Omaha Steaks. And it's not just steaks. It's chicken wings. It's smash burgers. Big deli style franks. There are a number of categories that you can hit all in one place. They've been doing it for a long time. They're the best in the biz. And if you got a good filet, life's good, man.
But you got to finish every meal with some delectable desserts, too. They have those, too, to go along with these delicious steaks.
Apple caramel tarts on the list, among many other menu items to check out. Be the hero that orders Omaha Steaks and is the most popular person in your household. So get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot Sale event. And for an extra $35 off, $35 off on top of that, use promo code FOUL at checkout. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code FOUL at checkout. See site for details.
So the next few hours going to be a fun evening. We got the Blue Jays and the Rays right now, and the Rays scoreless through three. Blue Jays up 3-0. The Mets and the Marlins playing today. Our old buddy Clay Holmes on the mound. He is 11-8 with a 3.66. Overall, number's not bad, But look at Justin Verlander, 3-11 with a 3.88. I mean, that's a good ERA for a 3-11 record. Wow. Cubs beating the Cardinals. Take a look at the standings right now. The Cubs and Mets. Where's the Padres? D-backs. So I think the Mets are right now in the playoffs. We'll see if they're able to make it. But anyway, that's where we're at on the final Saturday of the season. I'm gonna go watch one battle after another, the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie this evening. So. I look forward to kind of getting away from scoreboard watching for a little bit, getting my mind right. But ladies and gentlemen, one more time, John Sterling.
Ball game over. Yankees win.
Vegas Yank says hit that like. And please check out our shop, NYYDesigns.shop. We are, trying to raise some money, to get through the winter. Obviously, this is, a seasonal show. We want to, continue year after year. So you can help us out by supporting the show. And feel free to, drop a like if you can. Share the show with a Yankees fan. All that stuff. Leave a comment. All that stuff helps out. Calling in helps out. Makes the show more fun. 718-899-1068. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow to wrap up the regular season. We'll find out if the Yankees become American League Eastern Division champions. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.